I swear to motherfucking God, if this heat doesn't kill me, I don't know what does. Oh, hello, and welcome back to one of my small talks where I talk about something I'm really fascinated about at this point in time. Well, yeah. So this video I'm gonna talk about maybe the most important animated adult series here on YouTube, and I mean, wow. This show beats the algorithm and still comes out on top. Now you may be wondering, well, master, what the are you talking about? Well, my ladies and gentlemen, I am of course talking about the very well-known Helluva Boss. Yeah, that is the thing I want to talk about in this video. But you might be wondering, what the fuck is Helluva Boss? Well, let me get you a short kind of introduction, if you will. So, Helluva Boss is a animated web series on YouTube, which is free to watch at any time. Go watch it if you haven't. We're created by an indie artist known as Vivsy Pop and her team Spindle Horses Productions. And I mean, that's the quick summary of what's the history behind it. But to summarize the plot, this web series takes place in hell. And yeah, hell, this means demons, swearing, booze, sex, you name it. Well, the main story is about a form of assassination business which is known as IMP, which stands for Immediate Murder Professionals. Yes, very clever. And they have a banging jingle. Go check it out if you haven't watched it yet. And this form of, well, company, if you can say so, is mostly concerned about four beings. The first one, which is known as Blitzo with an Ö, which is a letter they can't pronounce in English, so it's just Blitzo, but the O is silent. Who is voiced brilliantly by Brandon Rogers, a comedian slash YouTuber who makes very, very good sketches. He is kind of like the wild card, like he's all over the place, he's very swearing, he has a very deep lore if you're into that kind of shit. But else, very good character. Now, next one is a character known as Moxie, who is voiced by Richard Stephen Horvitz, which has given the speech to both Sim from Invader Sim, and even made voices for Gruesome Adventures of Manny. Yeah, you know, the kind of TV shows that maybe some of us grew up with. And he also makes a great job because his voice is, well, perfect for the role. Moxie is kind of a dork, if you can say it. I mean, now, he is one of my favorite characters, but he is a gigantic dork. I mean, he is a musician after all. And I mean, all dorks are musicians. As I say, pointing over to my bass. The next character is Millie, who is, yeah, Moxie's wife, if you couldn't believe it, who is voiced by Vivian Nixon, who has been in, like, for example, Grey's Anatomy and Glee, one of the most popular kind of TV dramas and sitcoms there is in this time. And to round it all out, there is Luna. I do not even need to say more because everybody is fucking thirsting over this. I mean, if you haven't seen the character, just go to any furry forum and type in Luna. I'll don't recommend it. Bring some bleach if you do. But well, Luna plays the kind of receptionist role. She is gothic. Yeah, she isn't very developed, and so is Millie. They haven't, well, Luna is kind of developed, but Millie is not in that sort of manner. But, so, that was the kind of main cast. Now, there are some minor characters, like one of the most important minor characters is a character known as Stolitz, who is I can't remember his voice actor, but he is a bloody good chap. But Stolitz is a kind of bird-like thing, owl man, who is very, I don't even say more, but that's this. He is flaming homosexual. Not to bring any shade over the LGBTQ plus movement, but he is very queer. Excuse my language. YouTube, you can take this video down at any moment if you want, but if you haven't, well, to my viewers, would you please like and subscribe this video? It helps out a ton and keeps me motivated making these videos. But back to the whole series now that we've gone over like the whole plot of this thing. Now, currently there are 9 episodes of this series. The first is the pilot, which introduces the whole kind of dynamic and story. Then there are 7 episodes in the first season, and there's currently work on season 2, which the season 2 episode 1 recently dropped like in June or something. Highly go check it out if you haven't seen it yet. I kind of make this into ad for a web series about, well, demons. What has this channel come to? But anyways, a little minor fun fact is that VipsyPop is also the creator of another very popular web series, which is known as Has Been Hotel. Also pretty great, go check it out. And these two, well, series, if you can call it that, exist in the same universe. Well, they have the same world, they explain some of the same lore, and it's the same form of, well, yeah, world. I mean, the locations are not exactly the same, but it's the same world, promise me. But, well, if I can give a word on this series, well, I bloody like it. I mean, it's the kind of humor I'm into, it's the kind of humor my friends are into, which I'll get into later, but it's also pretty damn well written. I mean, the characters undergo development like mostly other characters in form of, I don't know, cartoon, TV show, whatever. They undergo some, and they have some very serious lore, which if you do not know, still, I'll say it again. I've said it once and I'll say it again. Go watch the thing. It's free. Go. Leave. Calm down. Alright, so now the fun thing is that I wasn't actually the first in my little friend posse, if you can say that, to watch the whole thing. Well, the first who actually watched it is one of my friends who will go anonymous. Ayo. But he watched it the first. Then one of my other friends followed, which is Nicholas. You know, he appeared on some of my older videos. Then I went in, and then my 4th friend went into it. And well, the ones who have the biggest obsession with this thing is me and my friend Nicholas. I mean, we can literally just walk to class in school, and I'll say something from the show, and he will continue it. The mad lad. I mean, this has just influenced my life. But still, this, as I said in the start, is an adult animated series. And still, being produced on YouTube means, well, if you didn't know, the algorithm is kind of shit. I mean, if you didn't, it's very complicated to explain, but many animation YouTubers have undergone, well, yeah, I mean, some of them do not actually animate anymore, but kind of undergo a PowerPoint presentation, like where they make one frame, then they make a second frame, third frame, and then they play it all through. And this is where, well, Helluva Boss makes a revolution of this. I mean, all the scenes are pretty darn good, except for the pilot, but which has some minor inconveniences. But it's pretty good. There's some banging soundtrack and an even more incredible guest star, which happens in episode 5, where none other than Norman Reedus from The Walking Dead makes an appearance as a fucking cowboy. I mean, what's not to like? Well, that's pretty much all I have to say about it. It's pretty good. Go watch it if you want to. And still, remember,
I've been Master of Watch. Peace out.